You're listening to Science and Spirituality with Deepak Chopra.
When I was growing up in India, when I was, say, 5 or 6 years old, my part-time nanny and my mother also would sing this verse: row, row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream. So many years later, I came across the statement of the Buddha: this lifetime of ours is transient as autumn clouds. To watch the birth and death of beings is like looking at a dance. A lifetime is a flash of lightning in the sky, rushing by like a torrent down a mountain stream. I'll repeat that. This lifetime of ours is transient as autumn clouds. To watch the birth and death of beings is like looking at the movements of a dance. A lifetime is like a flash of lightning in the sky, rushing by like a torrent down a mountain stream. And then much later, I came across the statement by Wittgenstein: we are asleep. Our life is a dream. Our life is a dream. But once in a while, we wake up enough to know that we're dreaming. So while most people think of these as beautiful philosophical statements, at my ripe age of 77 years plus, in the fourth quarter of my life, as I look back upon my days, even yesterday and the day before, but also my entire lifetime, I see it's passed by like a dream. So these are not philosophical statements. These are statements of a reality, that reality has been explored practically in the Eastern traditions of yoga, Vedanta, Buddhism, and many other wisdom traditions. The dreamlike nature of waking state. Is the physical world a lucid dream? Because it is basically impermanent and transient and ever-changing. Just as objects and experiences in a dream seem real when you're dreaming, but vanish upon waking, so too the physical world may be seen as a projection of consciousness subject to change and dissolution. And that physical world includes your body. I think it's very important to grasp that the waking state is a vivid now and an ever-present awareness. The vivid now of the waking state, with its sensory projections and mental activity, is temporary. It's a temporary and ceaseless fluctuation within an ever-present changeless awareness. This awareness is linked to the spaciousness, the vastness, the incomprehensible, timeless stillness that remains even when the dream context changes. So what does it mean to wake up to reality? Well, in Eastern wisdom traditions, again, it's a very practical waking up, as the Buddha's last words were, when Ananda asked him, are you a prophet? Are you a Messiah? Are you God? And the Buddha said no to all of them. And then Ananda said, but you've got to tell me who you are, what you are, before you pass on. And the Buddha's last words were, I'm awake. So, what does awakening actually mean? Awakening or liberation arises from the recognition and the experience that this deeper reality, this unchanging awareness behind all temporary states, like waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. It's like waking up from the dream of your physical world and realizing your true nature as pure consciousness. So, of course, if you read philosophical works, then different traditions emphasize different aspects of this core understanding. Vedanta focuses on the oneness of Atman, individual self, and Brahman, ultimate reality or cosmic self, while Buddhism emphasizes the impermanence of all phenomena and the liberation from suffering through detachment. It doesn't mean you don't enjoy the movie. You enjoy the movie actually even more because you're fully present as the witnessing awareness, the presence within the movie, within the movie. So, also yoga offers practices to connect with the subtle body and eventually with the pure consciousness, which is pure knowing. So while these ideas are described intellectually right now by me, a true understanding is only going to arise from direct experience through meditation, self inquiry, and other practices. And this perspective doesn't necessarily mean negating the physical world's existence or practicality. Well, the physical world's existence is experienced only intermittently, and every time it's experienced is different. So when I experience my body now, it's a different body than from yesterday, right? It has the basic archetype, but when I experience this body now, it's different from yesterday or a few hours ago or even a few moments ago. It's ceaselessly transforming and it is appearing intermittently because when I'm asleep, in deep sleep or dream state, there's no experience of body. So the experience of body is intermittent and changing, and yet it is very convincing, even though it's a lucid dream in a vivid now. We can experience the reality, the physical reality, the body, and this world as a changing mental activity, which in itself is a fluctuation of a non changing awareness. But ultimately, if we want to find liberation, then we have to understand that this is a very provisional identity, as is the physical world, very provisional, as a fluctuating perceptual and mental activity in a tributary or a branch of pure consciousness, which is, of course, infinite modes of knowing. This perspective will challenge your conventional understanding of reality, but examine it and then try and experience it through taking a stand as witnessing awareness in waking, sleeping, and dreaming, but particularly in waking, because the waking state is the most convincing aspect of the lucid dream in the vivid now. So when you get this in the beginning, it'll be a glimpse into a vast and complex understanding of reality. And that vast and complex understanding of reality can only come through practice. So many kinds of practice, Raj Yoga, which is the 8 limbs of yoga, Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of love and devotion, Karma Yoga, the yoga of service, because all these expand our identity from being squeezed into the volume of a body in the span of a lifetime. The body itself is part of the dream. So one has to understand this. You, as the essence of all existence, are pure knowing. And then everything experienced in existence is immodified knowing. So the knowing that we call seeing gives rise to form and phenomena. The knowing that we call hearing gives rise to the phenomena that we call sound. The knowing that we call tasting and sensing gives rise to the phenomena that we call sensation. The knowing of the experience that we call taste or actually flavor is the tasting of it, tasting, which is a mode of knowing, smelling, a mode of knowing, thinking, a mode of knowing, feeling and emotions, a mode of knowing, imagination, a mode of knowing. These modes of knowing, in your case, in my case, are within a certain range only. Other species have their own modes of knowing, bats and insects and species with multiple eyes and organs that actually have different sensory access to information and different motor activities. You can see there are innumerable modes of knowing, and all of them give us a fragmented view of reality, a fragmented perspective of reality. And none of them are absolute, and all of them are provisional. Therefore, while you experience modes of knowing, your essential nature, when you trace it back to its source, is pure knowing. That's what our spirit is. Our spirit, our consciousness, our awareness, the essence of that is pure knowing. And the universe, with all its diversity of experience through innumerable species, that is all infinite modes of knowing. And what is known is infinite experiences. And that is the differentiation of pure consciousness into our experience of space-time, energy, and matter as well. But that's not who we are. We're not the experience. We're not even the modes of knowing of the experience. We are the pure knowing in which differentiated experience occurs. And if we really understand this, this gives us access to unlimited modes of knowing by going back to the source through intention and attention. This is the last 3 limbs of yoga. This is the last 3 limbs of yoga. Dharana, subtle intention, but focused. Dhyan, the meditation process that takes us to the source. And samadhi, the journey to pure consciousness. And I'm going to be offering a course on this very soon as well, based on the chapter by Patanjali, which deals with the siddhis or supernormal abilities, which are really dormant potentials in our non-local self. And we have access to these supernormal abilities as well. Not that that's the goal of existence. The goal of existence is to know yourself as the immeasurable potential of all that was, all that is, and all that will ever be. Let me know if I should continue these short explorations in the direction of reality with you. Let me know.
Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, comment, and share. You can also visit deepakchopra.com for upcoming events, news, and books.